Well, hello, welcome to Tarot to a T. Today's reading will be for the sign of Leo for mid-April 2023. If this is the first time to my channel, welcome, glad to see you here, and if you're returning, so glad to see you back. Hope everything's been well with you. I do want to make an announcement that I am opening up for private readings. I do have limited time during the week. But the information, if you're interested in that, is in the description box. You just shoot me an email, and I will let you know my availability and all that kind of thing. Also, there's information at the bottom of the description box if you're interested in making a donation to support the channel. And, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up if you like the video and you're interested in seeing an extended reading for your sign. This will be next time around, wouldn't be this reading. The reason I'm doing it that way is I have limited availability and I can't go through all the zodiac signs each month for extendeds. So it's just kind of a way to kind of hopefully shuffle through all of them, at least, kind of cycle through them each month, offering that extended reading, and hopefully I don't always have the same sign with the most likes, and so far it hasn't worked out that way, so just wanted to put that out there, and we're almost ready to start your reading, Leo. Message for Leo. Okay, let's just jump right into it, okay? 7 of diamonds, Jack of clubs, 8 of diamonds, 4 of clubs, okay. Give me 1 second to absorb the process. The connections here, first of all, I'm seeing, this is probably you. This is a fire sign energy, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. It's about being inexperienced in some way, and when it's between two different signs or two different face cards, sometimes this could be a younger person. This is not necessarily you being younger, although you could be dealing with a younger fire sign. That's always possible, right? It's a generous, supportive friend or associate that is represented with the Jack of clubs. You could just be feeling very inexperienced right now in some area of your life, maybe in career, or maybe you have some new financial opportunities coming your way. And the reason I say that is because with the 8 of diamonds, you're looking at some kind of solo effort. You are starting to reap the rewards from something you've put a lot of time and energy into, probably to increase your finances, to increase your the abundance flowing into your life, because there is also warning here about gambling and taking unnecessary financial risks. So that's a mouthful. Whatever rewards you are reaping, it's still, there's still some caution around lavish spending. That's how I tend to interpret the 7 diamonds. Very rarely, I think, we're going to run across a person who actually has a gambling problem, for example. It's just about, kind of going over the top. You just want to be careful with that. Not saying that there's anything else going on with your finances. Just be aware of that you're still in this mode of having to be careful with that. The 4 of clubs tells me that the 4 corners of your stability and foundation around your home are very stable. It's kind of a benign message with the 4 of clubs, honestly, but I like to see it out there just because it tells me that there's no big shakeups going on around your lifestyle, especially when we're talking about finances. 5 of hearts, 5 of diamonds. Wow, look at all these changes. 7 of hearts, and the 10 of diamonds. I see a very, very positive influence here on finance. There is some heartache involved here, which is a little bit curious. Let's just say curious, because the heartache is usually around one person. I'll just tell you, with the 7 of hearts, it's somebody who's let you down. It's not necessarily a ground shaking, tremendous traumatic experience necessarily. It's just somebody has let you down in some area. And it could involve this separation. Maybe, what I'm picking up, it may not be romantic. It may be like a friend or a colleague that you thought was more on your side. They revealed their true colors. Or maybe they've left the work situation. Maybe it was somebody that you, like I said, you commiserated with in some way. You had some kind of, I'm not going to say attachment, but a connection where you felt like you had this stability. It's just like that co-worker who's there to, no matter what's going on in work, they're there. They just make you feel okay about the situation, because you can talk at ease with them. Unload things off your chest. You can be open with them. And maybe they're gone. Maybe they left. And it's kind of left you a little bit sad. It could be as simple as that. I don't see anything major, coming up with that. But what is exciting, again, you have this focus on finance and there's changes coming your way involving settlements and negotiations. I tend to see that as more like a legal negotiation, but perhaps you are the one who left the work situation, and you're walking away with some kind of severance package. I mean, it's kind of an outdated term, honestly. I don't think that happens a lot anymore because companies are so cheap, and that's how I feel about that. But anyway, it could be as simple as you being able to walk away, and then you have to move your 401k or your retirement plan and you get to take some of that money out. Or maybe you're being offered like a week's pay as you leave because it's your vacation you didn't use. So if it's not somebody else who left the work situation, it could be you. And you're feeling sad about that in any case. Disappointed, like you didn't want it to end. Yeah. But what's exciting here is you wrapped up some kind of major cycle. This is prosperity and success. So whatever you're moving on to, it's probably connected to this Eight of Diamonds and that solo effort and going off on your own in some sense. Now, if you're not I'm just want to put it out there, if you're not the entrepreneurial type, you're not going to start up your own business. It doesn't necessarily mean with the Eight of Diamonds that you need to start a business. It's just you're putting some kind of individual effort in some way to make your life, your financial situation better. And it denotes a element of independence. And it could be just you like initiating this yourself, taking on the responsibility of investigating your options, seeing what new area you can go into, like changing careers even. But this also tells me wherever you left, wherever you're coming from, with the Ten of Diamonds, you kind of reached the success, the amount of success that was possible there. So you shouldn't feel, a tinge of regret about leaving, especially if it was you that left the situation and you're feeling sad, remorseful. I don't know. I'm not quite getting a very clear impression of what that's about, but it's all for the good, and it's closing out a chapter. So you are embarking on some kind of new chapter. Let's see if some of these aces come out that talk about new starts. What else can you tell me about Leo's situation? Yeah, I think you left a work situation behind that was stressful. There's some kind of pressure that needed to be relieved here. This is about overwork, too many hours, being asked to do too many things, doing work you just hated. You didn't like it. It wasn't good for your soul. In any case, it's about relieving that pressure and you recognizing that. Now, if you didn't leave the work situation, it just could be that things changed. Maybe this separation here was about some kind of supervisor that left that changed the dynamic of the work situation. It could also work that way, right? And so now things feel easier, they feel lighter. else can you tell me about Leo's situation? Mid-April 2023. Too many cards on that one. Okay. Five of Clubs. Yeah, there was some kind of stagnancy there. Again, I'm seeing a huge emphasis on change. With all these fives out here, this is all about changes occurring. Stagnancy that was, you probably are getting over that or getting through it. Getting through it is a more proper way to say that. Not like, just get over it. It's stagnant. Just deal with it. No. It's actually needed, and there needed to be a change here. This is about things getting stuck. Again, it seems to focus around work and consequently focusing around finance and abundance in your life. What else can you tell me? Four of Spades, you are in a period of stress relief at the moment. Again, the four corners holding up your foundation, your lifestyle, the way you're able to meet obligations, you're able to pay the bills, you're able to take care of your needs. You know, you're not lacking, and you're in the period of stress relief. And it could have been focused around whatever was going on at work. I also want to, it occurred to me while I was shuffling, if you didn't leave the work situation, and we're going back to the scenario of somebody else left that work situation that's left you kind of sad and disappointed, it could have inspired you to go down this path of making your own moves in some way. Like I said, if you're not an entrepreneur, you're not going to open up your own business. It doesn't have to be that. It's just, you've just been thinking about making a move or making a change or starting a side business, and you're on that path. And again, I don't know about you, but when we invest in ourselves, especially when we're in a work situation that doesn't thrill us, we're there for the paycheck. I don't know, just turning that mindset around, and focusing on yourself and what you're accomplishing tends to relieve that pressure from that work situation, because then you don't feel so trapped by it, right? Because you feel like, yeah, I'm here for now and this is paying my bills, but I have bigger things coming because I'm working on this plan. I've actually felt that way myself lately, and I am a Leo. It's kind of how I get through the work week, honestly. Eight of Clubs. Look at all the eights. Yeah, you got the fives about change and the eights. This is all about progress and things going forward. But I will tell you, the Eight of Clubs is you being in some kind of crossroads decision. That perhaps you're trying to decide what to do. Or maybe there's just a lot of decisions to be made. If it's not like one big, huge decision, it's kind of constantly find yourself choosing. There's also stuck energy around Eight of Clubs. I'll just put that out there and let you know. It can be like somebody stuck on an outcome, stuck on a particular desire. So there's a bit of stubbornness around it. And it probably has to do with this change that needs to occur. The stuckness could be stemming from the fact that you're not making a decision. You're just kind of... you're at a loss exactly what you want to do next. I'm picking that up for some Leos. It's like, you need to make the change, and things have changed for you as far as your goals. Okay, that's one part of it. But then you're kind of stuck in that decision mode. Okay, what do I do next? I really want to do this, but it's not practical. That's being stuck on the next course of action, when in reality, the next course of action could be another decision you need to make. Not sure what that would be, so I'm not going to go there, but I think we can paralyze ourselves by being over analytical or getting stuck in too many options. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling that kind of atmosphere around it. And things are very much up in the air for you. I think that's a given. There's also the Fool energy attached to the Black and White Joker. It is not knowing what lies ahead, not knowing what your future holds. There's a bit of anxiety and uncertainty around that. But you could also look at it as a positive. It's like you don't Yeah, you don't know what lies ahead. If you make this move, it's going to set off this chain of events, and if you make that move, it's going to set off another chain of events. You know, it's kind of everything being open. There's an openness around it. That's how I like to see the full energy, instead of putting it in that pessimistic, dark place of, oh my God, I don't know where I'm going. You know, because that can be anxiety provoking for anybody, and I just like to put it out there that there's another perspective. So we're going to go ahead, look at your cards of advice, Leo. Jack of Hearts, that's not a bad start. Nine of Hearts, that's excellent, excellent card of advice there. And Jack of Spades, okay. And the Queen of Spades, wow. It's almost mirroring itself, because you got the two jacks, and these are both spades, and these are both hearts. So there's emotion mixed up with these hearts. It's about your desires, especially with Nine of Hearts. I see a confirmation here that you are pursuing your heart's desire. This is wish fulfillment. I'm sure you've heard that term before, and there's some kind of completion. It's like, so whatever is transpired in this stuck, stressful work situation, it was all part of the plan. It was all part of the path that you were meant to follow. Because now you're headed towards this wish fulfillment. And with the Jack of Hearts, I'm really, really inspired by this, because it means you have your heart open to the future. And that very much coincides with full energy of not having that crystal ball and not knowing exactly where you're going, but having the courage to keep going towards this. Right? Very watery energy, very emotional. On this side, we have the suspicion and distrust that I was talking about. How do I phrase this? I was speaking of this with the full energy that we can slip into this mindset of we're not trusting the path, we're not trusting the future. I do think that's you. It's also air energy. I'll just throw it in there just so you know. You could be dealing with a younger air sign. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But I tend to see this as you not trusting the process. And you're not talking about your plans with this Queen of Spades. This is cards of advice, so it's very possible that you're being advised to keep your plans to yourself. Not that nobody should know about them, but perhaps they're not coalesced in your mind yet, because you are at this crossroads. So why put it out there, and why get all this feedback that may not be relevant if you haven't made up your mind yet? It could be as simple as that. I actually had another sign, I think it was Virgo, that got this card as their card of advice. They're making plans too. If you want to check out the Virgo reading, it did come out previous to this one. It's very interesting that they're both talking about changing a work situation and having plans to move in a direction. And it's something you're initiating with that solo effort. And I think Virgo is also kind of stuck in that place of, I'm not sure what to do first. But again, it was all about keeping it to yourself. Virgo had a different scenario, a different energy that was influencing them. And I won't go into that because it doesn't pertain to you. But if you're curious and you have that Virgo in your chart, you might want to check out that reading. You do have a little bit of indecision around finances, and I think it does stem from this decision you're trying to make. You could be trying to figure out how to fund this effort, especially if you're going to separate yourself from a work situation, and then for a while you won't have that paycheck coming in. It could be, how do I keep myself afloat? It could also be that the indecision about what you want to do for a living. Threes are always about being pulled in two different directions. Let me get some tea here. Excuse me. It's all about being pulled in two different directions. So however that applies your situation. Oh, and I forgot my disclaimer. This is a general reading. And if it doesn't fit your situation, don't make it fit. And general readings can't pertain to everybody under the sun. So just keep that in mind. Colorized Joker is also indicating things are up in the air for you. I just see you kind of in this decision mode. This is also the Magician card. In your line of advice, I could tell you that the universe might have some things planned for you in a positive way to influence and change your course of action here. That's how I tend to see the Magician card. It literally is the magic of spirit, the magic of the universe stepping in and kind of helping guide you through this uncertain period where things are not settled. Any more cards of advice before we wrap this up? Oh, nice. 8 of Hearts. You're being advised to go out and socialize, spend time with family and friends. There's also a huge possibility here to meet somebody special or significant with 8 of Hearts. Doesn't have to be romantic, and it doesn't have to be love at first sight. It could be somebody that you meet that eventually becomes significant in your life, and it's just, right now they're kind of an acquaintance, but they could potentially become very important to you. But this is just about relaxing, having fun. Again, it usually involves socializing, being with other people, or if just family. If you're an introvert like me and you don't like to spend time, in crowded places, and not just because of COVID, I just enjoy my time alone. It's very precious to me, right? It's about going out there and relaxing, especially if the weather has changed, like it has in my area. You can go out in nature if you like to hike, or if you like to kayak, or you want to go sit on a beach somewhere, or you want to go, I don't know, just being out in the elements will probably be very positive elements, not terrible weather, but being out in the sunshine and the fresh air will probably be very good for you, because it's all about that light feeling about I have nothing to worry about, things are good. That's how I interpret that 8 of Hearts. Things are really good. I can breathe, I can relax. I am going to wrap it up there, Leo. I think we have a pretty good idea that you're on this path to your wish fulfillment. You're working on that decision. Things are very much up in the air. I'll just pull out one of the jokers here to remind you of that. But you're just a little bit worried about where it's all going, and that's understandable. There's no reason to try to change that feeling, but you are, or that distrust, but you are being advised to kind of keep it on the lowdown. Some people, I will tell you with the Queen of Spades, some people around you may be a little bit suspicious of your motives. Like they'll be curious is not necessarily a word, but they'll be in the dark about how you really feel about things. They may misinterpret on the outside. It doesn't matter. Internally, there's some things going on. The Queen of Spades is just that person that holds back, and they're very reserved. They kind of sit back and watch. So people around them might think they're up to no good. It doesn't mean that at all. It just means that they're kind of in this hermit mode. I kind of see her as being like that hermit mode. But it's very, very good that you have your heart open. However distrustful you may be of the future and not feeling secure, you're still open to what comes your way, and I think it's all positive. I really do. I mean, if you look at the color schematic on this layout, you have the majority of it is emotion. It's red cards, and I did point to that loss, but I don't mean that you're going to go back into heartache. I'm sorry. That was confusing, but I think it's all positive. I just keep hearing it's all positive. The financial path, the way you're feeling about things, it's all part of your path. And you definitely needed a change here. And you're working on that. Fantastic, right? Okay. That's what I got for you. Hoped it helped you and you enjoyed it. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, and don't forget to hit subscribe notifications if you want to see when the next video pops up. Also, reminder about individual readings. If you're interested, shoot me an email. Let me know what you're interested in. And that's what I got for you today. I hope you enjoy the rest of your April. And I will see you again soon, Leo. Take care.